I want to talk about how two pivotal scenes in episode 6 of The Summer I Turned Pretty are foreshadowing and echoes and tied to two scenes in the final season. The first is this volleyball scene, and mostly, obviously, it's about their teamwork and how in simpatico they are, but it's also the lighting. Look at how they are bathed in sunlight here. And this whole day of them coming closer together, it starts with him watching her, and then he subs in to the game after Jeremiah proves that he's useless. And they work together, they have all these hand gestures together, they have a history together, and he listens to her and follows her direction, and then they end up winning, which is very much like this day, where again, it starts out with them kind of apart from one another, and he is, trying to keep his distance, and then Jeremiah proves that he's useless, and what happens? Conrad subs in. And they spend the day together doing all the things that Jeremiah should be doing with Belly, doing their wedding shopping for flowers, going to Michael's. And then they don't end here, but they end up here, bathed in sunlight, having this very intimate moment with one another. And the lighting is very, very similar. We have a second parallel. This episode ends with this sort of very sad scene with them on the dock where he sends her a "you up" text. Anyway, she comes out to see him and she's like, "You need to stop texting me. It's triggering." And he's like, "I know. I just," he gives her the infinity necklace. "This is yours. You can do with it what you want." And then he's like, and she says, "What?" And he says, "I don't want to lose you." And he puts his hand on her arm. It looks like they're going to kiss maybe. And then she says, "It's too late," and she walks away, and he's left like this, devastated. Poor Connie. Which reminds me, of course, of this, because after they sleep together in Paris, he says, "I just wanted to," and she says, "What?" And he says, "Tell you I love you." And then she says, and that's when he gets into it, and all her fears come out, and at the end, she says, "I'm sorry, I want to be as sure as you, but I can't. And I'm sorry." And he says, "I'm not." And then he, of course, leaves completely devastated. And we see him outside of her apartment, totally devastated. This day has a better ending than the other day, though the other day, too, is a setup for the ending of season 1, where they do end up together. So once again, we have a moment in the light and a moment in the dark. Truths are revealed, and it sets us up for them being together. Cool, right?